Welcome back to the thing where I play this extraordinarily weird game here. So what do all these buttons do? What do all these buttons do? Well, the first one shows my state of my planets, as I said in the video before this. Quite useful. Second one's also quite useful. Shows you a list of all planets that can be colonized, and it automatically orders them by max population. I believe it does so. And the third one shows all the planets that are in the galaxy, and this list tends to be quite long, so this tends to be less of a useful screen, although it does show who controls what. Could be nice. This one is just the event log, in case you click through it too fast. Enemy fleets and allied fleets, and analysis of species. This is also very good for checking what kind of starships your opponents are fabricating. Alright, so back to the production screen. I believe that we can make a colony ship and it won't matter. We will always be able to make an industry next turn, so might as well go for it. And send this ship here to Faenova, so we can explore it. There's not much here, so seems like a prudent decision. And I believe that's the entire turn there. No, wait, we have one colony ship we can send somewhere. Formula 3 is a... or what is it? Formula 1 is a good choice. It's the third place for a planet, but it's called 1 because there's no planets in front of it. R&D queue is empty. Yeah. Entirely forgot about that. We can pick it like a technology. Just note how the first air technology only costs 150 SPs. So... battle computer, well, it's not worth it right now. Harbinger, no, not really. We might want to go for Price Seeker 2 actually. It's an incremental upgrade in hyperjump. But a nice navigation upgrade as well. And let's see here, Era 4 has energy fields, which is a very interesting upgrade. But overall, better weapons, better equipment. And another... that's a very expensive researches. Very expensive technology there. Yeah, I want to go for the cruiser next. Get ourselves some cruiser tech. Balefire missiles. And the cruiser engine as well. And the second claw actually is a nice little upgrade over the original claw. Might want to research that next. Now we have 1435 RPs. Again, we might build these scout ships, but it's going to cut into our industry at some point. So, just not to. Since we're behind on our industry. There's a lot of red. Red is never good. You don't want any red here whatsoever most of the time. That's kind of hard to do with the Surishi, so you have to kind of balance new colonies against industry, because new colonies will also give you more resources. Return of Mist industry is 100 resources, but Return of Mist colony actually adds up as well. this case 80 resources in the end. Will be the total that you will miss for colonizing a turn later. So it's 80 resources per turn we're missing here. No matter how quick your population growth is. If you work it out, you'll realize that in the end, colonizing a turn earlier means 80 resources more. So our colony ship investment is actually 205 RPs, produces 80 per turn. And this is 950, produces 110 per turn. So colonies, yeah, they kind of take precedence actually. I've been doing it a little wrong in the last RP, saying that industry is the first priority. Well, if you can grab more colonies, then in the case of the Sorishi, you'll want to build colony ships. Other species have colonies being less important than industry due to their industry being cheaper, but I guess Sorishi are a bit special in that regard. Oh, we already have one in there. I want to grab 83. And maybe build... No, can't do that without... We're close to getting one industry each turn now. Do we want the industry or do we want the colony? We'll have to make one more choice in the meta. Alintak. A pretty nice place to have some colonies. Now Braseeker 2 will research next turn, which will mean that we will get far better. Right, we might want to... However, if we have to decide between a colony ship and industry, then this will give us more resources in the end. Because 110 is more than 80. It's more than 100, which is the maximum population you can ever have, so... That's easy enough. Here's a little trick. We can actually send this scout over here, and it'll arrive together with the colony ship. The colony ship can't be intercepted when it's in hyperspace, so it'll be safe. We can send out this ship to scout more quickly than we would otherwise have scouted. Now this guy can go with Fleet 2 and colonize this planet over here. They're nicely building some industry. It's very good. And researching the Balefire standoff energy missile, which has very good performance for its RP costs. I believe the second Talon actually is also a very good pick for offensive projectile. Actually better than the first Balefire, but the second Balefire, as you can see, dwarfs that result quite a lot with a 50% penetration. I'll return to what that means later. Right, we can send a butterfly over there. We're kind of short on scout ships. Bit of a problem. We might want to spend a turn making just scout ships. Let's see here. quite a few places where we might set up a colony. Mouse 2 is like a... see here, we check the list. Alburea 3 is the best choice, but they already have a ship inbound. And these have a ship inbound. This one has a ship inbound. This is probably a better choice. Salantakan Ain. Oh, we can actually make a colony ship and still... it's quite neat actually. It's great. Alright, let's give the okay. We'll have some more scout ships now. And send it to the all sorts of places. Send one over here and check it out. See if there's anyone who moved in there. The chance will be quite small actually. It might happen. It might. This is a very interesting place. Let's send a vessel over there. Make 2 more scout ships, so we have another protection fleet. And continue researching this Balefire missile, which is required for the Balefire 2, which is a very good weapon. I think I'll choose this weapon to be the main weapon on my ships. I can also pick the Talon, which is cheaper. But in the end I think the Balefire will deliver better ships, because remember, even though the cost per penetration is better for the Talon, you're not paying for only the missiles, you also have to pay for the hull, the shields, the propulsion unit, and the whole for the whole package. Picking the Balefire will in the end result in probably in better performance. Right, that out of the way. We'll continue on to the Warrior Cruiser. That's a decent pick. I believe cruiser engine performance... oh, I went my mouse a little bit. It's 28. It's a little bit tricky because it's been on for so long. I might have to restart the game. No, it's... oh, it picked up again. Alright, I have a bunch of stuff in transit to Ain. Gorgonea just got explored. There's 2 planets that can be colonized there. I haven't sent another ship to Barton yet. So that's okay. More industry coming up. I want to make 2 more exploration and a colony ship, like each turn. Balefire 1 has been researched. Good news. Yeah, to illustrate the claim I made. Vanguard Destroyer, 75 RPs. With Talons I can get 416 close range firepower, or 95. Slightly more than 4 per. With Balefires, you get 560 for 115. It's nearly 5 per. So even with the cheapest stuff, Balefire is actually a win out from the Talons. However, it also depends on what my opponents do. If my opponents go for long range stuff, I might actually make a Talon design as well. And why not do this? So we'll need to have a name for our little close range fighter. call it the V-wing in reference to its shape. Well, I named the previous one to an animal, like the butterfly. I don't know. It's nice to have like different names for these. I'll call this one like the I don't want to pick a name that is a little bit too overbearing because we're talking about a still small destroyer. I'll call it like the Bane Flame. No, that's not it either, is it? I'll think about it for a while and maybe I'll come up with a good name. I'll do something else. We can now make 2 factories per turn. We want to? Can I also make a colony ship? No. I'll go ahead and produce the 2 factories, to be honest. There aren't really many good colonies. Well, Gorgonea is reasonable, I suspect. 72. But getting another factory out sounds like a better deal. Especially since it will mean that... Oh, will we be able to do what I want now? And send a colony ship over there. And let's see here. We'll want to probably get space lanes as fast as possible after this tech. So this will be very useful for an expanding empire. Let's see, the existing fleet can move over there. Can we intercept? No. Okay. That's alright. We can do this instead. Move this guy over here, that guy over there. As you can see, it can get pretty complex very quickly. We have one more scout on our way here. I might want to send an additional one if I have one, but I don't have any available. I could make one more. 200 SP science bonus. Nice. It's very nice. I have 296 SPs and be able to research the warrior straight away. Which is kind of good. Won't be able to make any designs off of it yet. Trishula has a lot of planets, but apparently a lot of them are cold, so... One is boiling and the other one has no atmosphere. Oh, it's disappointing. Another good thing about this system is you keep exploring the planets you don't have, the systems you don't have planets on. I think there's only one colony ship headed for Gorgonea. Yeah, you can send another. Colonize Gorgonea 2. Yeah. It's good to have a system for yourself. I, for one, like to colonize the planets with the lowest number first. Alright, now in Industry 2 I'd rather have a colony ship than in Industry 2. A couple more scouts can't hurt. I'm kind of running low on them because as your empire gets bigger, you see more and more unexplored stars, because the borders get larger. Where has been researched? Until you've covered most of the galaxy. I'm surprised I haven't found anyone else yet, but then again I haven't started in a big cluster. There's a cluster here, here, and one here, I'd say. Well, yeah. We haven't found a lot of aliens just yet. Like more stuff incoming here. I also go with like one cluster, then everything's clustered together with this. I like that. I like the map with 2 or 3 clusters. Completely random is a bit technically a bit less interesting, I'd say. I'll send 2 scouts to Gorgonea as well, so that they can scout out the nearby stuff when it gets colonized. Because I think that's the first colonization. Yeah, it's gonna take 7 turns to get there. I don't know if you research like an improved navigation system, if the ships that are currently in transit will speed up. Don't really know out of my head how that works. I'd say they do speed up once they arrive somewhere and then get sent again, but while in transit, I don't know. I mean, if the system's based on a planet, then it kind of makes sense. I want another colony ship and another scout. And we'll see. I guess we can send them over here. It's going a bit okay. We only have 2 red facilities over here, so certainly not wasting any money. Maybe a bit on the excessive side, 2 more scouts, but let's see. Yeah, we're researching a cruiser shield, since we only have, like an ECM system. So far, 200 SP science point balance. Gorgonea. Yeah, that's 10 to 9 now. I want 0 to 100% really. 10 to 90. I can make some V-wings, but don't really see a reason why I would want weapons on my ships yet. Yeah, you can get the jump on your opponent a little bit, of course, if you're the first. Oh, no one should remain here. You never know. You can't see incoming fleets if you don't have a colony with at least defense 2. Have any colonies which already have Industry 3? I don't think so. What about the guy next to my homeworld? There's one. Smaya 3. I want to move that up a little. Make sure it gets in 4 as fast as possible, so we can get like colony ships out of there. Okay, 2 colony ships a turn. That will be a great turning point for the Empire. There's a lot of stuff we can do here. I'm even half tempted to build like a shipyard on one of these worlds. because it's so far out of the way. Let's do that. That's system number 3, Gorgonea. You can like queue up, as you can see, you can like queue up a couple butterflies there. And in the Empire screen, as you can see, the game is pretty smart in that you can still build things in Maya even though Gorgonea is up top. It'll actually go back and say, alright, yeah, you can't build stuff here, you have no production, so go to the next one so you can build something here with your money. Yeah, okay, so we build it. It's a pretty good way of handling things. See, we'll want to move this shipyard thingy up here so we can get our scouts fast. Kind of a priority, I want to know what's here. That seems like a smart idea. Yes. I keep checking these things. I haven't sent one over here yet either. And I have like 4 scouts available. We're going to produce them here, so a good choice to go for, I think. Over here seems okay because these are going to get colonized soon, so I want to scout in that region. Yeah, apart from here, there's no places I haven't explored yet that are in my reach, so... We turned 25 then. This is alright. And to finish this part of the LP off, I think I've decided upon a little name. Ah, that won't really do. We'll call it the curtain fire. So it's gotta be its role. It's gonna be deploying a curtain of balefire missiles. Deploys at range and fires a particle beam. So it's a missile that fires missiles. That's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, that's definitely a curtain fire ship then. Now we can go like this, or we can go with like a more defensive configuration. Let's say the original curtain fire design would be like all offensive, and we'll have like a variant. It's gonna be like called like wall fire. I don't know, I'm just making things up as I go. And the wall fire design is gonna have like one defense missile on it as well. Say 400, 100. Going for 2. Doing a quick calculation here, multiplying these things, dividing it by the RPs. It was like 365, and the other one is like... But I kind of favor... You notice I'm only checking long range, 355. They're pretty close enough, and I kind of favor an offensive configuration for destroyers, because they're supposed to be the ships dealing the most damage. You get the most bang for your buck with a destroyer, I'd say, on the cruiser. Might be wrong though. Let's call this one the balance fire, and we'll make another design. And this we'll call like firewall, as if it's a spell in most RPGs. It's called fire balance, but it seems like a better way of naming them. But let all the names start with fire. I'm basically only doing that so they appear next to each other in the ring of ships. I have like 3 designs here that are only slightly different. But I like making a lot of designs. See how my... okay. Guess that's okay. We'll leave it at that and see you next time on part 3. As you can see, our empire's been pretty good expanding. It's a shame that there is no graphic options or things. Okay. Graphs and charts that show your expansion over time. That's something that would have been a little neat, you know, like population over time. Could have added that in. And again, I guess it's a 2000 game, so... and it's half finished, so it's not really all that much. Still though, it's pretty good so far. No aliens yet, but maybe next time.